Hello everyone. Today we see what are decimals. In this chapter we learn what are tens, hundreds, thousands, what is a decimal place and what is a decimal point. So first discuss what is tens. Let's see a small example. So there are 10 children, right, attending some ex birthday party. So his mother cuts this pizza into 10 equal parts. So each part of this whole pizza is 1/10 of this whole pizza. So 1/10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, yes. So each part is 1/10 of this whole pizza. So I had drawn some figures. So each of these figures given below has been divided into 10 equal parts. Here all these three figures are in 10 equal parts, and the fraction represented by the shaded part is for this figure, the shaded part, the fraction is 1/10. For this figure, 3/10. And for this figure, 7/10. As you all know, 7 here is numerator, 10 is denominator. So this is 1/10, 3/10, 3/10, and 7/10. So here the denominator of all these fractions is 10. So the denominator of all these fractions is 10. So these are all the special type of fractions which are called decimal fractions. Decimal fractions. So a fraction with a denominator 10, 100 or 1000 are called decimal number or simply a decimal. So this is about decimal. A fraction with a denominator 10, 100 or 1000 is called a decimal number or simply a decimal. And here the fraction 1/10 or 1/10, 1/10 or 1/10 can be written as 0.1. Similarly, 3/10 can be written as 0.3 and 7/10 as 0.7. So the numerals 0.1, 0.3 and 0.7 are called decimal numerals or simply decimals. So the numerals 0.1, 0.2, 0.7 are called decimal numbers or simply decimals. And the dot here in 0.1, 0.3 and 0.7 is called decimal point. So this is called the dot here in 0.1, 0.2 and the dot here in 0.1, 0.3 and 0.7 is called a decimal point. And 0.1 can be read in two ways, as like here 0.1 can be read as in two ways, as we can say this as 1/10 and also as 0.1. And here you have to remember that the convention is to write a decimal for a fraction like 7/10 as 0.7, not as 0.7. So the convention to write a decimal numeral for the fraction like 7/10 as 0.7, not as 0.7. And a 0 is put before the point in 0.7. So thus 1/10 is 0.1. 2/10 is, see, 1/10 is 0.1. 2 by 10 is 0.2, 3 by 10 is 0.3, and so on. Now let's see decimals and whole numbers. Here whole numbers can be also be written as, so decimals and whole numbers. So whole numbers can be written as using a decimal point. So whole numbers can also be written using the decimal point, like, so 1 is a whole number. It can be also written in a decimal point as 1.0, 3 as 3.0, 5 as 5.0, 7 as 7.0, 9 as 9.0. So the 0 after the decimal point means there are 0 tens. Right. So more than 1 means mixed numbers and mixed decimals. So more than 1, which is a mixed number, and on mixed decimals. So here the figures shows you these are 2 ones, 110 and 110, which are 2 ones, less 4 tens or 4 by 10. So here how many ones? 2 ones, point, how many tens? 4 tens, which is 2 4 by 10 or 2.4. So we can use this mixed decimal to name a mixed number 0.2, 4 by 10 and 2.4, or both read as 2 and 4 tenths. 2 and 4 tenths. So here the table below, which illustrates the different ways of reading and writing tenths. So for example, if I take 110, I'll read as 110. This 110 can be write as a fraction as 1 by 10. And this 1 by 10 can be written as in a decimal like 0.1. And this can be read as 0.1. Right. Another example, like the fraction, like I'll take 1 by 10. So 1 and 1/10, right? So this can be written as in a decimal like 1.1, and can be read is in a point as 1 point. So this decimal can be read as 1.1. So if I take another example as a fraction like 7 8 by 10. So this can be read as 7 and 8 tenths, which is written as in a decimal like 7.8, and it be read as 7.8. So this is how we read a fraction, as we write it as a decimal, and how we pronounce that decimal we have seen, and how the decimal numbers can be shown on a number line. I'll just see you.